Sean O'Malley once again walks the walk in a dominating revenge win over Chito Vera, and Dustin Poirier shows everyone why he's not done just yet. We are the No Bones Podcast. This is your UFC 299 review show. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Rich.
Well, fellas, we're recording this straight after the event, so we haven't had time to go over everything again, but our immediate reactions are it was a stellar lineup that delivered a stellar night, didn't it?
Well, it certainly did. We had us on edge of our seats all night watching that. It was definitely worth staying up. There were some incredible matchups on there. From Curtis Blades raining down 15 hammer fists on Jason Almeida's head, finishing him, crotch sniffing, which we all enjoyed.
Motherfucker's going to have a headache for a while.
I think he's still there now.
We counted 10 landed flush on his ear.
Yeah.
He'll be deaf tomorrow.
From my opinion, from the brilliance to Petr Yan, who were down early on and came back.
Rolled back a couple of years there, didn't he?
Oh, he certainly did, yeah. And then MVP's debut. That went
not as impressive as we thought it will be, but still a decent.
Did a job, didn't he?
Yeah, he did the job.
Did his job, got the win. Looked give us all something a bit different, didn't he? Kevin Holland struggled to keep up with him anyway.
Yeah, he was stressed.
Shell shocked, didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't really know what to do, and he looked knackered later on. Dustin Poirier were unbelievable, weren't they?
Yeah.
That was one you were looking forward to most,
Yep.
wasn't you?
That was the number one for me.
Say he came in as underdog in that fight as well. Like it's
What a knockout.
Incredible.
Fucking
I wrote it down straight away and I posted online. How dare people judge him, or how dare we doubt him, should I say? Because fucking what a performance.
It's not
that
even
was.
us. Even us kind of doubted.
Yeah.
Not doubted him, but I think we forgot how good he is, really.
that coupled up with impressive rise of Benoit Saint-Denis as well. You know, both of it.
Maybe that overshadowed
and throw
a bit.
age in there as well, and his vicious knockout that he received from the power legs of Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
We had all that to put into consideration.
But he's keeping his record. He never lost 2 fights on a trot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's had 50 fights, it said. 13 UFC.
This is 30th fight in UFC.
15 in his career, though, and never
Yeah.
lost 2 on trot.
He finished his 30th fight with a fucking spectacular knockout. Oh my god. That was a fucking...
Yeah, Rich nearly woke all fucking house up.
Yeah,
At
at 5 a.m. Sorry about that. Yeah.
He's got biggest stands of any man I've ever seen.
Well, you had to clap to that. You had to clap. You just had to do it. It was unbelievable.
And then Matty were right about Sugar Show, wasn't he? That was an incredible performance.
Yeah, complete domination.
It was. Let's get into that one a bit more. We'll start with that. We'll start with main event and Sean O'Malley's pretty much complete dominance over Chito Vera. He couldn't really get close to him at all, could he? I mean, he won all 5 rounds. Judges' scorecards reflected that. It seemed, although Chito, he did land a few shots, but it didn't seem to bother him much, did it?
Yeah, late on he managed to rough it. We kept saying, didn't we, he needs to mix it up a bit, Chito. He was standing on outside O'Malley's movement and timing and range. He were incredible, I thought. Really impressed with O'Malley today. I know I've kind of slagged him a bit in past, saying we'll see more, see how he matures as time goes on, and see, as bigger and tougher tests come, see how he gets on. But I was really impressed with him today.
The only reason this went the distance is Vera's chin, which was tested about 5 good times. That would flush. It landed flush with full power.
No more so
His
than
head
that
knocked
knee,
back, and he would just still. He didn't even wobble. I couldn't believe it.
That knee, how the hell he stayed on his feet after that knee. He's
fucking
beyond
TV
me.
shook.
Yeah. Post-fight, Sean O'Malley did mention, he said, I felt something crack. I don't know whether it was his nose or his face. And it was his
something
face.
breaking
Like
in his
face.
Yeah, it looked like it was his cheekbone, didn't it? Straight away, it swelled up. I'm not surprised.
Fucking hell.
You've got to give all credit to Chito, really. I mean, as much credit as going to Sugar Sean, because he was really impressive. Early on, he didn't get anywhere. He didn't even lay a glove on him, really.
First 3 rounds were complete dominant. One of Chito's best round were probably round 4, surprisingly, because his face after that knee was starting to puff up. I think there is some damage under there.
For sure, yeah.
He looked a bit different, didn't he?
But his coach was stressed out. I was stressed out. It looked like he could do something more. And every time he tried to do something, he used to, come up with something, put something together. He was kind of successful almost every time.
He was getting a little bit of success, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think it didn't seem to
Soon
be
as he
hurting
got
O'Malley that
Sean
much.
against the cage, he had good combinations. He landed few good shots. He landed very good knee. Very, very good knee.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he back with a
and then
knee
he
himself,
steps back and lets Sean do his thing again. And I just thought,
Yeah, then late on in 5th round, he got a bit of
right at end, body shot right at end. It looked like it made Sean sit down after Uta went, didn't it?
Yeah, he looked knackered, didn't he? Towards them.
Too little, too late.
He should have messed it up a bit. Marlon Vera. Mixed it up more. He didn't like try for a takedown or nothing, did he?
Yeah, I was
He's
surprised
very good
with
on
that.
ground as well, Marlon Vera.
I don't understand why he
plenty
didn't
of
do that as
submissions
well.
on his record. I think he's a BJJ black belt as well. So I'm surprised he didn't try push it a bit more, early on as well.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to win a decision against O'Malley.
Yeah.
The style of him, he's a sharpshooter, isn't he?
Yeah, with size and style of him in that division, he's able quite easy to keep people at reach, isn't he? So he's going to win points, and a lot of people might say as well, he's darling at UFC and stuff like that. So there might be a bit of bias to him when points are being scored as well. Whether that's true or not, you can make your own mind up, but.
He does cleaner work, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does
cleaner work.
His output's incredible. He's non-stop.
Yeah.
He's non-stop moving. His output, the amount of shots that he was firing compared to Chito tonight was.
His jab follow through. Honestly, it's beautiful. The execution is amazing.
I think his timing. He's very good with both hands as well. Off back foot and moving back like we saw against.
And every time he did that, Chito throws. He just.
Shelling up,
just put guard in and just stood there and waited for everything to come, and it was stressing. I don't know. I was stressed. You lot was stressed as well. He was stressing everybody out with that. It was a bit weird.
Like Chris said before, it's just awkwardness. I think in it to fight against someone like that. You don't know where it's coming, and he's got that knockout power. So you don't want to leave.
So he just shelled himself and waited for stuff to come rather than countering.
There's absolutely no one else like in that bantamweight division like Sugar Show. That's for sure.
No, it'll be interesting.
Range, how he fights.
Be interesting next matchup if it's like everybody expects in Merab Dvalishvili. I know we called out earlier to Poirier, but I think that Merab fight will get made in bantamweight before Sean gets to stand up, because there's just too many people waiting for a title shot.
Especially Merab. He's been waiting a while, hasn't he?
I think Poirier might be a bit too. He needs to put some weight in Sean, doesn't he? Jesus.
Yeah, he'll need to put someone if he's going to step up. But like I say, I think there's a couple more fights for him in bantamweight before he does that. It'll be an interesting fight against Poirier. See if he can keep. A man like him who just does not stop coming forward, see if he can keep him at a distance. That'll be interesting to see.
We looked, didn't we, though, apart from Merab, really? Petr Yan, he might have deserved a rematch after how close their fight were,
Yeah.
Possibly.
So possibly, but...
Weight trend is at minute, you'd expect him to step up a weight, wouldn't you, first? But I suppose it depends on people waiting to fight Ilya from featherweight division itself, wouldn't they, to be fair?
Yeah, so well...
But yeah, I'll most likely be Merab next, and that will be interesting. See if he can keep Merab. We saw what he did against Cejudo when he come back. He looked impressive. It will be interesting to see if Sean can keep him away. I mean, everybody thought the same when he was fighting Aljamain Sterling, and he managed to get over that obstacle. But we'll see. Merab did look good, so we'll see what comes after that.
Merab is strong as well. And when you're good at grappling, wrestling, and you're strong, it's a different ball game.
Oh, that'll be a completely different test for O'Malley.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to get on previous podcasts.
It'll be a tougher test.
Yeah, if somebody
tonight,
gets you down and has enough power
like
to keep you down.
I mean, do you think Merab will stay on feet like Chito did?
Not if he's got a fucking brain cell in his head.
Just why?
But it's whether Sean will allow him to get into him. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. His takedown defense it's not bad. Yeah.
What's the one to next one? Yeah.
Let's move on. Yeah, Poirier and Benoit Saint-Denis.
Sorry about waking all your house up again, neighbours and included. Yeah. I just started screaming and clapping. I was just so excited.
Richard needed a clean pair of pants just after Poirier landed that shot on Benoit Saint-Denis.
Yeah, for sure. If Matty's favourite fighter is Sugar Show, I think yours is definitely Diamond Poirier.
Well, I called it last. When we did ours, what do you call it? Predictions. I said I think he's gonna take it.
You nearly killed Kermit when you fuck Kermit.
Kermit today. I might have to run that back there, Richard, because I'm pretty sure you said Benoit Saint-Denis for them predictions, mate. But we'll have a little listen back.
No, I said Kermit. No, I'm joking. No, I said.
These fucking fickle MMA fans, aren't they?
Or I might be wrong. What did I say? Jesus, I forgot.
I know I said Benoit Saint-Denis. I wanted Benoit Saint-Denis to win it. I thought it might have been a bit of a change in at guard, a bit like we saw in featherweight with Poirier taking over from Volkanovski. I thought it might be a similar story here, but as I said before, Dustin was showing just why he's not ready to quit yet. He wants that one more title shot, doesn't he? He's had a couple, fell a bit short. there's a new guy at top that he wants to fancy his chances with. Do you think he'll get that in his next fight?
I'd give him it on that performance.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Gaethje's been kept sweet, hasn't he, with that BMF belt.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know it might be jumping gun a little bit, but for me, next two in line for that lightweight title is definitely Poirier and Gaethje.
Yeah.
And for that performance, to do that against an up-and-comer like that, he were underdog as well.
Yeah, it was.
He were underdog, and a lot of people thought that Sendani, with Terry's been on winning his last 5, and he's looked incredible really in his last 5. And to be honest with you, that first round, it could have kind of gone either way, couldn't it? They were knocking fucking 10 bells out.
It was funny when Joe Rogan said to him, he goes, with your guillotine, so you're going to stop this time? He goes, no, I'll never stop.
He did try about 3 million of them, though, didn't he? During
Do you know what?
2 rounds.
He never finished
close,
nobody
though.
with that.
He were close.
Yeah. But do you know who was the closest? Khabib. He really nearly had him. That was the tightest guillotine I've ever seen. And, it's Khabib, so he escaped. But you remember how close that was. So tonight, none of them were really perfect, weren't they?
Yeah, it's always a shame that Khabib didn't stay around a bit longer, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Back into that fight on round 1, like you probably put Sendani down as winning. I've got him as a 10-9 win from round 1. In there, it was a close round. I put down Sendani winning that first round, but it was a hell of a round, wasn't it? They were back and forth. They were dropping bombs on each other. They were both going at it as expected.
Pure violence, wasn't it?
Yeah, they didn't let us down. It was close, like I said. But then in the second round, Poirier, he lands a big shot. Then he does that when he jumps straight on it, attempted his 4,000th guillotine.
Yeah.
Pulled him down, and then Benoit Sendani sort of mounted on top of him, didn't he? It looked like he might have a bit of ground control, but then as he sort of come out of it, Dustin landed that left hook, didn't he? And it sort of dazed him, and then
It was a beautiful hook as well.
It was.
He's brilliant at them short hooks, Poirier.
You've seen
He
slow
got McGregor
motion,
with
just
that.
landed.
They look solid, don't they?
They're very short, but they're very powerful.
If you look at it, he never looks like he throws a massive punch, but he twists his entire body. He's just so fluid.
Technique on it is beautiful. If you've seen it though, it's like a short hook, but very powerful.
And
that's how he got McGregor with that.
Yeah, similar one.
Very similar. Yeah.
When he was on his way down
against fence. Yeah.
And do you know what you said earlier on? It was bang on. Do you know when you said that? What do you call it? That when he's really, really tired, when he's blowing out of his mouth is open and he's blowing. He's really good with them hooks, isn't he? He's just efficient with them, so he's still powerful.
He's very accurate as well, Poirier. He don't like whim. It's not like a windmill, like a wide hook where he can get countered or whatever. He's extremely good at close quarters, isn't he?
Yeah.
It was impressive. It was impressive, definitely, to see that he's still got it in him. Still got that fight. When you were a risky fight for him to take, being ranked at number 3, taking a guy at 11 who's tearing up there. If he'd have lost this fight, it could have done the rest of his career, forever how long that's going to be. It could have done him a lot of damage if he'd have lost this fight. But he's won it, and he's going to throw himself right in the mix again now.
It should be high risk, high reward, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
He'll surely. I'm not sure how it worked with his contract, but he might have got a bit extra somewhere along the line. He dictated how many rounds fight was, so it should have been a 3-rounder. It's not for a belt. It's not a main event.
Yeah.
But the UFC accepted his proposal on that and give him 5 rounds. He's probably got a few extra quid somewhere along the line. And for me, it's risk reward. And by doing what he's done, he should get title shot next.
Yeah. I think it's fight of the night. I think he'll get a bonus for that.
He'll get a bonus for that.
It's up there. Yeah, he'll probably fight at night, won't he? He'll get a performance one, won't he? Because of domination on there, and then there'll probably a few ones being handed out. To be fair,
that main card, I tell you what, that lived up to expectations.
Fucking hell, mate,
that was fucking incredible.
It did.
The whole really good.
The whole card lived up to expectations, and in particular, the debut of Michael Venom Page lived up to expectations, bringing his style over from Bellator.
Is that first time you've seen him, isn't it?
He's not
live
like that.
Yeah.
He's impressive character, isn't he?
Yeah, impressive.
His walkout, mate. Fucking. I kept saying, I tell you what, if he don't back this up, mate, he's going to look like a fucking idiot, isn't he?
Yeah. Pure Undertaker vibes.
Mate, he looked good,
I'm not going to lie, I did expect him to be more active than he actually was. I thought he would be a little bit more, but he was very, very. He really counted his punches, didn't he? He didn't throw any unnecessary punches at all.
He just did that. He just does that bounce thing, doesn't he? And then he just launches himself into these mad ass punches
quickly as well.
There's one thing I would say on that is I was impressed with him really. So there must have been some nerves going into his UFC debut. Like I said, he's not a young kid. I know he's had plenty of experience, 20 odd MMA fights. But it's still a big time when it getting to UFC, and to fight somebody like Kevin Holland, who's fought pretty much everybody, and I've never seen Kevin Holland like that before.
Yeah.
He looked like a shell of himself, like he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they were complaining towards the end of the fight, weren't they? So telling him to stop dancing around and to fight and things like that. But that's on Holland to stop him doing that, isn't it? It's not, that's not on
We were impressed
Page.
with some of his attacks, though.
Yeah, the
was.
bursts, the speeds, and the
Yeah.
bursts.
Do you know what I was impressed as well?
I tell you what, you don't see many guys that quick.
Fuck.
That sort, you
That
know,
spinning elbow, you
oh.
couldn't even see it properly. You didn't know if it landed or not.
Well, that's
John
it,
Jones
the
esque, wasn't it,
like?
over and back elbow. He tried one each round, didn't he? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he did
He
land on.
landed
He landed
one.
on chin. Yeah, like, it wasn't fully flush, was it? But he did land.
speed of him. Though,
One
was
landed
unbelievable.
straight on like collarbone, didn't
I
it?
tell you what, I was impressed with him was when he were on ground in second round.
Oh,
I
thought it was game over.
I predicted that he'd finish Holland in second round with some
Yeah.
spinning shit. I said that's not very professional, is it? But some kind of spinning attack. And when he first round, I give to him
Fucking
definitely.
Chun-Li.
But second round, when he ended up he were on his back and Holland were on top of him, I said it could be over this because he's really good on ground, Holland, for one. I know he's a BJJ black belt. He's got a few submissions.
Yeah.
And that is not Venom Page's game. So I thought he could be in trouble, and he did really well. And what else I would say,
I'm very surprised he got from underneath him and managed to escape.
he did really well.
I can't believe
he surprised me.
it.
'Cause you don't often see him in that positions. He also surprised me with his sweeps. You know, a couple of times when he put him down with a sweep.
Oh
with a
yeah,
push.
yeah.
But yeah,
But that's like kickboxing thing, isn't it?
yeah, it's like
Muay Thai
front leg
kickboxing.
sweep,
That's
yeah,
what they do very,
kickboxing,
very
yeah.
well. Yeah.
But I think moving forward for him, there's so many fucking good matchups you can make with him. You mean, there's probably 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and to come into UFC and fight somebody who's ranked, is he 13th or whatever? Holland.
It's 12, wasn't it?
Is he 12?
Well, I think, yeah. And yeah, there's plenty of matchups, like you say, but there's one particular one that seems to be rising on everybody's lips, don't there? What it should be his next fight, which, we discussed it before as well, that it would be a mouth-watering prospect, a bit like tonight's war against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
What a fight that would be.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be a fight that the next people are already calling for it, aren't
Well, it
they?
makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Especially after
If
Thompson.
everybody's shouting for it, it's
Yeah.
like it's sell out. You sell tickets before you even start selling them.
Kevin
so-
Holland and Thompson had an absolute war on feet, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's probably just far enough up rankings from Holland to give Page, like, without...
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he's ranked, Thompson. Is he 7? 7.
Something like that. Yeah.
But anyway, that'd be a perfect, and it kind of fast tracks him as well because he's got to add some promises or some. There's obviously had a good talk with UFC.
Yeah, at 36 to come in and fight
They're
a ranked
both
opponent straight
both
away,
good
yeah.
at that in and out game. So honestly, yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, go back a bit. You know what I was really impressed with when Kevin Holland really tried to close distance and kind of get him against the cage. It was just fluently just escaping all that, constantly running around him. And I thought, you know what? Because Kevin he's quick as well, isn't he? And he could not close him in at all.
Yeah. No, he surprised me as well. He was good in them exchanges.
Yeah, they were explosive punching from both of them, weren't they? Early on, Holland were getting a bit of wrestling control and things like that, but then it sort of got to sort of around 3-ish when Venom Page then started turning screw a little bit and Holland started struggling. And he saw it out from there, didn't he? Good debut for him in there.
Yeah, perfect fight for him.
He lit it up a bit. I think he'll have people talking about his style and his entrance and things like that. And yeah, I'm sure Dana will be rubbing his hands together thinking I can sell this for a couple of years. No problem.
If you are listening, Dana, can you try and get him up Manchester card in a few months?
Yeah.
That'd be
That would be entertaining.
Yep. Next fight, Manchester. Okay. One before that, where we saw Jack Della Maddalena and Gilbert Burns squaring up. Also, another good fight.
Yeah.
Really good fight. One that looked like it were going one way, then swung another.
Yeah, we scored first couple of fights, didn't we, on main card? And me and Rich had him. We had
Gilbert Burns.
we had Gilbert Burns 2 rounds up, going into the third, and then into the third, he had him down, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had him on his back. What did he do? He made a mistake, or he ended up flipping him over, didn't he? And then as he was getting up, Gilbert Burns had a massive knee. I don't know if it quite hit him flush on chin, but it hit him, on chest area or whatever, or half on chin type.
Yeah, Della Maddalena, he knew he was going to shoot straight away again, didn't he? Because at this point he was tiring, so we were taking shots a lot, trying to get him down, which were wise because we all know Della Maddalena's boxing prowess. You know what I mean? That's what you want to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns well rehearsed in wrestling himself, so we were taking them shots constantly. And then he did a mad spin out, didn't he? And a really good move from Della Maddalena. We weren't really sure that he had that sort of thing in his locker, but he was really impressive on his defence.
He was losing he was losing the fight.
He was absolutely losing, yeah. But then once he spun out of that, he got up and knew Burns were going to shoot again straight away, and he just lifted that knee a bit George Masvidal-esque against Ben Askren, that sort of thing. When he knew he was going to go down, lifted him up, clocked him on there, and then it was just downhill from there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I know there's a few people online saying it went on a bit longer than it should have, but I think it were about right, really.
Yeah.
It was because he was really defending
you said
himself.
He should have ended it a bit sooner, but
I'm not sure.
You know how he was twisting?
Yeah, he was defending very well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was still moving and turning away a bit, wasn't he? But he were on his back and he was raining a lot of shots. I thought maybe he could have stopped it a couple of shots earlier, but, you know.
Yeah, I must admit, I've seen quite a lot of Jack Della Maddalena on his feet, and he's a brilliant boxer. I mean, they were calling it, weren't they, Rogan and Cormier, saying he's a lot tighter on feet.
Yeah.
You know, he had boxing guard quite high, but his movement and stuff and his combinations were brilliant to see.
His body
but he surprised me.
Yeah.
On ground, how he were escaping so much. He were in a fair bit of trouble really on ground, and now he were escaping. I was really impressed with.
That's it, because he's only ever spoke about because of his boxing prowess, isn't he? And his skills on feet, throwing them punches. But I think he surprised us all, didn't he? With his takedown defences and stuff like that. He did really well.
And I'll tell you what. Sorry, Rich, go on.
Well, I just wanted to add a thing. Do you know what's happening right now? And it makes sense. If you're coming into UFC or in MMA in general, wherever you go in Bellator, wherever you would go PFL, and you're just a striker, that's what you do. You don't grapple, whatever, and you have no experience in that. If once you start, fighting MMA, you need something. So for coaches to train you jiu-jitsu from like ground up, it's waste of time because you're going to lose every time against anybody who has any kind of experience of jiu-jitsu, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So they just train them for what do you call it, defense, and I think that's a good call because it works.
Well, imagine like if you look Gilbert Burns, they say it would a 4 or 5 time BJJ world champion, black belt.
Couldn't hold him down.
If if somebody goes against him and they've had a couple of years training a jiu-jitsu, what chance have you got actually?
No, just zero.
Straight up jiu-jitsu, absolutely zero chance.
Yeah, so just train him on defense.
So then you need to be probably a good striker and have some good takedown defense in your belt. So then you're not going to hit ground, are you?
Yeah.
Or like Jack Della Maddalena did. I thought he was really impressive on ground.
How he escaped and stuff,
He did. He surprised me very much.
Yeah. He's brought an whole new dimension to his game that not everybody knew he had.
What about end at fight that had everybody cheering? Who he called out? Who did he call out end at fight?
JDM.
Yeah. Can you remember? We have been up all night, guys. Give us a break.
It's 7:15 a.m. in morning now.
So. Oh yeah, he called out Shavkat, didn't he?
He called out Shavkat Rakhmonov.
It's for a title eliminator. Yeah,
I've got Rich clapping again.
Yeah, fan of Shavkat.
You've got to have some balls to be calling out Shavkat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That'd be a good matchup.
I think so as well.
Nobody calls Shavkat out, by the way.
I'm not sure Shavkat might get the next title shot, so it might be a bit too late for JDM. But like it says, it is a good call for a title eliminator. For next to fight Leon. We'll have to see how that goes.
That's what we're hoping. Manchester Leon.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be good. Right, so we'll drop down to the main card opening fight, which was also, again, did not disappoint, did it, Petr Yan? As I said, rolling back a couple of years, looking like a top form Petr Yan. Son Yadong, he came out strong. First round, looking really good, really sharp. And again, another barnstormer of a fight. I think it had the right amount of, takedown attempts and things like that. It wasn't overpowering without wrestling and things like that. They were standing and banging and they were shooting every now and again when Yan seemed to be sort of resorting to it when Son Yadong were getting on top a little bit, but he just had too much for him in the end, didn't he, Petr Yan?
Well, I was scoring that fight, and I gave round 1. I gave it to Son Yadong. Round two, I gave it to Petr Yan, and round 3, it would have gone to Son Yadong again. But do you remember what happened in? Is it second half of the third round?
Takedown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was takedown. I don't know why he did that, and it just cost him everything, really. And that was it. And he just held him down for the rest of the round, and then pounded him as well at the end, I think.
You know what? I'm really happy for Petr Yan. Personally, I don't know him, but as a fight fan, really, I just think he's had a bit of a rough ride, really, of late. I mean, he was really close against Sugar Show. That could have gone either way, and he's lost 4 of his last 5. He
We were
was a
saying
former
just before,
champion.
yeah, we were saying
Really
just before,
exciting fight, exciting style.
It's mad.
Good-
It's mad.
he's
His
a really
record
good
for
guy
his
as well.
talent, like his record, don't match his talent, does it? Recently, like since he lost belt.
Yeah, it's
To Aljo.
a bit strange, really. That.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, like he's only lost to best at best, like, but you'd expect his record to be better than what it is for how good a fighter
Well, it
he
shows
is.
you how
Yeah.
much of a fine line it is. That was a split decision against O'Malley. A lot of people who know who were involved in
Yeah.
the game thought that he won. So if that goes other way, then he's champion now. I think he probably won't be fighting young Sadong then, would he? But
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he goes on from here, won't it?
yeah.
If he can back this up again. But I really, when you look at him, he's a little Russian kid.
Yeah, but he's a
He's
nice
31
kid.
years old. I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, yeah, how much has he got left?" He's 31. I know it's a lower weight.
Russian
so
kids are built differently.
they
You
don't
can
tend
fight
to
at
go,
40.
at lower weights. They don't tend to go on as long, do they?
Yeah.
So they rely on speed and movement more and
And
agility. Yeah. But I just think I'm really curious. It won't surprise me if he ends up getting a rematch with Sugar Show at some point.
Could do.
he'll be calling for it
One,
for
I
sure.
mean, one more impressive win.
It could do, yeah.
So apart from
Yeah, it was
Marab, who else is there for Sugar Show?
No, yeah, he's beat the rest of them, wasn't he?
Probably nobody.
I know he's wanting to fuck off to Madrid, isn't he, and fight Ilia Topuria, but
Yeah,
I'd
but-
advise against that if I was him.
I think everybody should stay away from him at the moment.
Especially
Ilia Topuria.
Volkanovski, which we've said in past.
Well, do you know what it is? I think he's knocking on Sugar Sean's door because before him, Sugar Sean shouted several times, "I'm the best boxer in UFC." So he's like, "Oh, this new kid is
Just imagine-
threatening my crown."
Yeah, just imagine what numbers that'd do, though.
Mm.
For one, they'd do it at Bernabeu, Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid. So you'd pretty much sell that 80,000 there. Imagine pay-per-view numbers on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
it'd be a big old
He's
event.
absolutely blown up in Spain now, Ilia Topuria.
Yeah.
He's been enjoying himself, hasn't he, since the win?
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah,
play
but-
to the lad. Fair play to the lad. He deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah.
So that wraps up the whole of the main card. But we do want to touch on a couple of fights from prelims. Jatin Almeida finally losing his winning streak up against Curtis Blades in quite a brutal fashion, which I think he'll be feeling for a while.
Chris was happy about that usually.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you weren't clapping. You were giddy as fuck.
Yeah, you shouted "fuck the crotch sniffer," you said. Because that'll teach him for boring us to fucking death in middle of the
Yeah.
night when he fought Derek Lewis in Brazil. Fuck him. Rich would back
Yeah.
in table and everything. I think Rich give him an extra couple as for good measure.
Who rolls around for fucking 5 rounds in heavyweight? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
You
a
know
bit
what?
dull,
It's
like,
a
isn't it?
shit spectacle. I tell you what, though, moving forward on that, for one, I'm glad Curtis Blades has won. I'm glad he's won.
Yeah, he deserved to.
Moving
as well. He's a
forward in
good
that
fighter.
division.
I like him.
I think with Blades, straight away called for Tom Aspinall, didn't
He did.
he? It makes a lot of sense.
He did, yeah.
Aspinall will get to rerun it again. Curtis Blades is a lot lower than Aspinall. Is he about 6? Is he?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So he's further down, but again, it's only for interim title.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like saying that, it's a thorn in my side saying interim title when it should be main strap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it makes a lot of sense. You could do it in UK
it does
on
make
a
sense.
fight night as
Yeah.
well.
It does make sense, but we said before, didn't we? We said I think the UFC would probably rather sell Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinal.
Yeah.
Well,
rather than
I was
Curtis
actually
Blades
about
versus
to
Tom
say. So
Aspinal.
what? Do you know what? I don't see why Dana wouldn't give him a shot to Curtis Blade, and then Cyril Gane. Nobody's interested in fighting him anymore, and Dana White is not fucking interested to push him forward anymore. So I don't really know what does that mean to him.
Yeah, it's all
Still-
gone quiet,
I
like.
still
Isn't it?
think it makes so much sense though to do Gane and Aspinall,
I
especially
do,
when Gane's last fight. It's not his last fight. He's fought John Jones, hasn't
but yeah,
he? Was that his last fight? Or
no
the
fight before.
So it makes so much sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, but nobody wants to fight him anymore. Nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah, because they're pissed off. Even Curtis Blades has been slagging him off, saying he can fuck off. He's getting weight. He don't want to fight him.
Mm.
So I don't know. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
We did. No, one more that we kept an eye on or watching was Poland's Mateusz Gamrot, who's been there and thereabouts, them top 5 for a while now, him up against RDA, who's looking good for his age, to be fair, but Gamrot did what Gamrot does and just smothered him takedown after takedown after takedown. We've seen it before. It's very effective. and he gets it done. I mean, that's the reason why we bring it up. It's just it seems crazy that were third from top at prelims, that fight. And, you know, RDA versus Mateusz Gamrot could be right up there. It could headline a fight night. The fact
if you look in Abu Dhabi only, 5-6 months ago.
Yeah.
He weighed in for title.
Yeah, Gamrot weighed in for title as backup.
Yeah.
When Volkanovski Islam won.
Yeah. So he weighed in. He'll have been paid. He'll have got a few quid for it, won't he? But anyway.
Yeah. And
then if you look at RDA, a good few years ago, he was the man at lightweight.
A former champion.
Yeah, former champion. Yeah. So to have that on early prelims, were it early prelims? Yeah.
No, just normal prelims, wasn't it? But no, it did live up to expectation. We enjoyed watching it. Hope you lot enjoyed watching it. And we will now be looking forward to the big old event, which is UFC 300, which has got all sorts of stuff going on.
Oh, just a shout out to Joanna Jurjicic.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Hall of Fame inductee this time.
Yeah. She was in tears, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. It looked like she didn't expect it, didn't she? She was completely shocked.
No, I think they'll have
shell
been
shocked.
I think they'll have been told, but
you think so?
Reality, it's
then she's a good actor, better than me.
Well, Aldo was crying. Are you going to slag him off?
No,
he gets wiped out in seconds.
Yeah.
Rich will kill him in about 5 seconds with them hands.
Sledgehammer.
Show him size them fucking hands,
No.
Rich. Go on.
No.
Don't wave them about, pal.
Yeah. I'm gonna knock everything about in here.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening to us once again. We appreciate all the time you give us. Please give us a follow, likes and shares. We're all over YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, guys.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, most places now. We appreciate any support you can give us and keep listening. Anything else to add, guys?
No, thank you for the guys who are commenting and liking.
Yeah, cheers. Keep
It
it
means
up,
a lot
guys.
to us, yeah.
Any interaction and support us immensely.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Well, that's it. We'll be back shortly with all the build up to UFC 300, and we've got another couple of things in pipeline we're looking at.
Yeah.
Which we'll let you guys know once they've been more concrete. Exciting times, hopefully. So until next time, I'm Matt.
I'm Chris. Cheers.
And I'm Rich. Thank you.
See you later.
Bedtime.